Right. So where we were at. Whoops. Mistake. One moment. I'm trying to. All right. Okay. Test empty child nodes not shipped. Seems like this is
Not snipped.
Yeah. Not snipped. Yeah, I said not shipped. Right. Okay. Valid child nodes are snipped. How did we call this ellipsis or something like midline?
Midline horizontal ellipsis.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we switch to this, and then I'm trying to refresh my memory a bit. What we were doing. First elements. Bit fragments. What's our shift? Snip. Okay. And then empty child nodes not snipped. Could you help me a bit on how should
Look, you're the pilot.
Yeah.
So you don't need to ask for help. You can just remain silent.
Okay.
You're under no obligation to do anything other than receive instructions when you're pilot.
All right.
On the other hand, when you're captain, you are.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Fragments. Let's look at the fragments tests. The beginning of the fragments tests. Test empty fragment not snipped. Test valid fragment nodes are snipped.
Yep.
Test valid child nodes are snipped. Test all child nodes are snipped. What does that even mean? What's the difference between test valid child nodes are snipped? Oh. Okay. Test valid. No, I don't get it yet. Test valid child nodes are. There is no difference. Is there? All and valid. Something is not right in the relationships between these tests, because they are, if you look at the at the error message, it's basically two different ways to format the same error message. So that's obviously wrong. Valid child nodes are snipped. Perhaps what we meant with test valid child nodes are snipped is that one of the child nodes is not valid. And the other one is, and the valid ones is snipped. Let's do that.
I still don't get it. Like,
Well, ask me a question.
so in this test, valid child nodes are snipped. Here we have the snip, and this is valid. Just writing text here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and yeah, both of these are valid. Okay, we snipped and test all child nodes are snipped. Yeah, I still don't understand the difference between these two tests.
Okay, I will explain, but I would like to remind you that I don't let me talk be past you. Stop me as soon as you lose me.
Okay.
These two tests seem to be equivalent and yet formatted differently.
Theoretician.
Sharing. Share. Error formatting. Fragments. Valid child nodes are snipped. And test all child nodes are snipped. This is this versus that. There is no this is not sound. Like there should be only one way to format this case, not two ways to format this case. Am I right?
Yeah, I agree. It's formatted differently.
So this one, valid child nodes are snipped. They are snipped this way.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be for an unknown attribute. I think it should be for a valid. How do we do this? Something like that. Node type bool something like true. And then this makes sense. Or this way. And this, all child nodes are snipped. This is important. And this is not quite right. It should be consistent. I think it should be this way.
Mhm. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Now we have this test empty child nodes not snipped. This is for the case. Don't we have such a thing? Like, we don't have such a thing because this is an invalid argument. So how do we do test empty child nodes not snipped? Oh, I think it's quite trivial. We do something like expr p, and this is valid one, and there are no child nodes. Expected error message. This is string. No. This is the value. Yeah. Value. No, this is for snipping. Attributes. Invalid attribute of value.
Mhm.
This will be type number. New one. And the point here is that there's no snipping. That's
Mhm.
the point.
Okay, understood.
So go up and take a look at this. I think that should be enough with snipping tests. And that should probably be enough with formatting.
Mhm.
There's also invalid tag name, but that should, I don't know, well, how does, oh, that, yeah, that's not related to formatting. What did we do here though? This, we put the index here before the message. Here we put it after. That's not consistent, is it?
Yeah, seems like that might be the only place where the index is first. Sharing. Where was it? Here.
We have to make a decision. What is the formatting? Well, index first is quite consistent, and it's maybe that consistency is of value. Otherwise, you have to go to the end to find the index, but the index is just 3 characters. I mean, when it's just a few characters, so maybe it should be at the front instead of at the back.
Okay, and if it would be the front, like for here example, this would be here and so on, or
That's not good. It needs to look like HTML, right? The
Mhm.
well, this breaks HTML. Hold on. It does not break it. It's just a text node. So no, it does not break HTML. Like the fact that this is valid HTML is like not really important, but let's just pretend we care about that. This does not break it. So when it's a tag and there's there is a tag to display, it'll be after.
So when it's a tag,
When the line is a tag, it'll be after.
when the line is a tag, I don't quite get it.
Like line 39. And unlike line 52.
All right.
You see that line 52 is not a tag.
Mhm.
You can say no.
Yeah, yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it now.
What do you see?
I mean, at line 52, yeah, we have invalid tag name. It's a type number. We give 9 here for the age. And
Why is line 39 a tag?
I'm
It's not a riddle. Say I don't know. It's fine.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It will be much faster for us if you say I don't know and I'll explain it.
Mhm.
I don't want to wait for
Okay,
you to solve a
sure.
riddle. No point in that.
Okay.
Line 39 begins with an angle bracket. Line 52 does not.
Yeah, understood now.
So when the line is a tag, if we put show us what it looks like when the index is before the tag.
Something like this.
Yeah. Well, it's more consistent. That's for sure. It's more consistent. But it's also somehow somewhat less readable. But we need such indexes, and they need to be useful. So perhaps they should be before the tags, not after.
Should we try how it looks if we...
Sure.
All right. Then
Yeah, I like the consistency. I think it has a cost, but it's probably the right thing to do.
okay.
Did you rotate? Did you next?
Yes.
Cool. Well, if that's the last thing, I will just delete this big test. And we make sure that that our tests are correct. For example, this is actually this way. We should also probably do like the padding of this. Maybe.
Oh, like two spaces
Well,
before and
dynamic.
after the number. Yeah.
Dynamic. I mean, that's dynamic padding. Valid first argument. Okay. That's not 0, that's 1. Okay. 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 Um, Here, this is indexes. I wonder, this will be closed like that, which is interesting. Kind of sucks. Now that kind of sucks. And doing this doesn't like help much because you see that.
Well, yeah, maybe moving that as well to the right.
What about, I mean, the closing tag could have the index as well.
Yeah,
And
that's
then, but
true.
then practically, this looks like less indented than this. But it will also have an index, right?
Right.
Which will start here. So if everything has an index, there's no indentation problem. I mean, except for this. And and this is also somewhat useful because it actually don't I actually don't I don't I'm not sure. Maybe this is more useful. Like maybe this is too much information. Perhaps that is correct.
Yeah, this looks better. I just maybe move the underline for the P as well.
It's problematic. It just doesn't look right. These indices before the element, they just look kind of bleh. They look rather problematic. But not too bad. I mean, when I look at this, I'm like, I'm okay, especially when there's syntax highlighting, which will not be the
Yeah.
case. I mean, we could possibly make it a colorful output. We could possibly do that, but by default, that's not going to be the case. It's only in these tests that we get this syntax highlighting.
Mm-hmm.
But the user could take, because this is like valid HTML, the user could take this into their editor and get some quick syntax highlighting colors.
Yeah, maybe that's not so how should I say, like it's some plus work the user needs to do to um, possibly understand the error message better, like copying it to the editor. Just, I don't know, maybe it feels a bit off, but making the error messages with syntax highlight, would that be tough or because I have no idea how the implementation part would look like. Anyway, I'm sharing screen.
I think we would probably need better test tools for that,
Mm-hmm.
because um we would need our test tool to strip to s- to s- to like strip the syntax highlighting. Or perhaps we will have a serialized function in scope that where the error format is configurable to like not have syntax highlighting. because we're not going to have syntax highlighting in characters in our tests. And in any case, we don't need to do that now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we could one and I don't know. Let's see.
I don't hear you quite loud enough.
Yeah. So yeah, we can possibly move on and we will see. But
Yeah. I think all these indexes should be at the end. It just doesn't look like HTML with them.
let's see maybe once again how it looks with the indices at the end instead. I mean, what was the issue with the indices being at the end?
No particular issue. We noticed that we wrote one line where the index was at the start. So we wanted to see what that looks like.
Yeah, and yeah, like here, for example, we don't have a tag. Okay,
Go ahead and move all the indexes to the end.
right.
No trailing spaces.
No trailing spaces.
Yes, I saw you leaving some trailing spaces in several lines.
Um, what do you
Ask
mean
me.
by trailing
Ask me, what's a
spaces?
trailing space?
Yeah. So what's a trailing space?
It's a space that is at the end of a line.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. I'll attack here. Oh, and Does it look all right for you?
I suppose if we find a problem during implementation, we can fix it.
Okay. And we only changed this file, right? The error formatting. Is for now.
In this session, you mean?
I mean, yeah, in this session, we only moved the indices to the front in this file.
I think so.
Yeah.
Take a look at line 36. Actually, line 35, but it has to do with line 36 as well, because for us to place line 36 correctly, indented, we would have to calculate not only the tag length, but also the ID length.
Mm-hmm. Do a rotation.
Shared.
Okay.
Look for the word ID. So we'd have to calculate this stuff, right? The length or the length of this, that, like the fact that there's ID here. I think it'll be wiser if we place this over here and, did this. Less to calculate. It'll be only that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that.
Okay.
And we can delete this stuff. So supposedly maybe this is formatting, but now we need to go through each test and see whether it has error message, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see whether that's the correct format.
Formatting. Yeah.
Right. This is the correct. Seems like the correct format. Okay, and this seems right as well.
Yeah.
That seems right. Okay. Okay. Base path. There's no error here. Collect assets. No error. Context forbidden. Okay, this is a child. Sorry. This is a text node. Text nodes are valid nodes, and we can serialize them. But this one has context, and therefore it's forbidden. But
Mm-hmm.
we need to format it, right? So I'm flattening this. And I don't know. Was it non-asset context detected? It's a string. I'm thinking perhaps we can like display some of this string, but that I don't know how to do that because it'll be like we'd have to like that'll we'll have to truncate it, and it'll end up as a store path, and then I don't know what value that'll be to just print out a is store. If maybe for this case we would actually be more value to print out the entire store, the entire string, because the string has a store path in it. And if you can find out, like you look at the store path and you find out what's in that store path, maybe you can figure out where in your code that is. But it's not like in this case it happens to be one, like exactly a store path, because we're stringifying a path, literal.
Yeah.
But it can be arbitrary size text with like a million store paths, or with like very long text with one store path somewhere in it. So it doesn't feel very safe to me to like just print that entire string, whatever it is.
Mhm.
It also doesn't like it's I don't know if it's like a terrible idea to just print that out. I'm not sure at this point.
Mm.
Mm. I don't know. Kind of a hard problem we don't have to solve. So maybe just give it a better message. Like text node with non-asset context. Like this thing.
Mhm.
That looks right. This is the same thing, but when it's a child of a P. So here is where formatting can actually occur. And we can like steal this and wrap it in a P.
Yeah. Oh. Oh wait, yeah, this is how we do it, right? With the tag, the end tag. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Um.
Just get indentation right and add an index.
Uh. So uh,
No need, no need.
okay. And wait, this would have index
Hmm?
like we print out the index here.
Yes, it's a text node.
Like
I mean, it's a text node with an error in it, right? Like it's an error that has to do with a node. As long as it's a node, it's 1. It's supposed to be 0.
oh, like this one's supposed to be 0.
0 based indexing, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like
Yes. Okay, that looks
okay.
right.
Okay.
Do the next one. What's the difference? Ah, that's a raw. That is a raw. Uh-huh. Okay. So that's like raw node. The only difference with like this would be like the first one, like the first test,
Mhm.
but it'll say raw node with non-asset context.
That's right. Okay.
Looks good to me. Let's
Okay.
continue. Let's see whether it's the same order. It looks like the same order as my editor. Yeah, documents the next one.
Okay.
What is
Two
this?
documents.
There's no error here.
Okay.
There's no error, so it's irrelevant, right?
Okay. Error formatting. Yeah, we did this.
Mm-hmm.
Fragments. Yeah, no error here either, right?
That's right.
Okay. Headings. Yeah, no error here. IR.
No
No error
error.
here.
No
No
error.
error.
Few errors here. No need to go through all of them. Pick the first one with the error,
Okay.
and let's take care of it.
Can you?
This is a invalid argument, right?
Yeah.
And I think we did this already.
Yeah. Seems like it.
Okay. There's
And
another one.
we have. Yeah. Expected error.
Seems like we did
Invert.
that as well.
Yeah. Asset given to row. Yeah. And here we are missing the htnl.
Oh,
HTML. Sorry.
yeah, good catch. Looks good.
Okay. Serialization errors.
That's that's interesting. Okay. What is this test big test? What is it even doing here? Is that where we started writing the big test and then like we moved it to formatting?
I think so.
Yeah, remove it.
Remove the whole big test.
Mm-hmm. Test validation is lazy. Now, that's an important test. So it's important. That's good. We have it. That we're adding it. Snipping is great, but like, why is it here? We already have snipping in formatting, right?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure where is it here. I do a rotation now.
It kind of looks like a duplicate file, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I think this happens when my editor keeps a buffer open and I don't properly like move the file. Serialization errors and formatting is so here this confirms it, right? Like we just remove this file.
Right.
Gone. Fragments. There's no error here. Headings. Did you go through this? No. You did. It's not
Yes,
exactly the same.
headings, not exactly the same. Okay. Let
Because
me,
I jumped back to error formatting, but like we went through this, right? Headings, IR,
yeah, IR.
RSTR, This is where we are. Tag validation. All right, here are some errors, right?
Yeah.
Here's one. Okay, this is about tag validation, and indeed, that's an empty tag name. That's not supposed to happen. So, that's great. Non-string tag. That's not even. I don't think that's even valid HTML, right? So, It's like I'm not sure we should do this. Like render it this way. Not that we are very strict in this regard, right? And I'm pretty sure that most parsers will just, I don't know, highlight it correctly, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like strictly speaking, it's very invalid. There is no tag name here, so like an alternative to this would be oh, hold on, there's no serial here. That's important.
oh,
That's the
yeah,
case here as
good
well, right?
catch. Yeah, and
Yeah.
all the other. This is, oh, not all the other, but
Okay. All right. So I think an alternative to this would be like element with empty tag name, like that. And if it's a child, it'll just be the same, right? But as a child node, does that make sense?
yeah,
But
it
what
makes sense.
if it has children? Ah, That one, right? Like, what if it has children? Does that make sense? Like, it can still have children.
Mhm.
So, we're gonna have to do. We have to do this. In fact, I think we have to do like that. That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because in this case, it does not have children. Oh, but this is something we could talk about. We could consider in the context of snipping, right? If we're going back to error
Oh
formatting
yeah.
here of snipping, um, like so if in the case that all child nodes here valid child nodes are snipped, right? So here's a node. There's a node here, and there's some snip node, right? Are you
Yes.
following?
Yes, I'm following.
There's a node and some snip node, right? But what about like that all child nodes are snipped? You see this?
Yes.
Conceivably, this instead of that, right, could be, well, we take this, we put it here, and we take that and put it there, and then we do this. Conceivably, this is also fine because the child nodes, all of them are snipped, and this is also fine, right?
Hmm. Okay.
It's even a little bit nicer. I mean, it's not consistent, but it's like this is an optimization, right?
Hmm.
Of course, it'll be extra code, right?
Yeah, but you don't mean to keep the first one with
No,
uh
you have to keep the
the other
first one because
formatting. Yeah.
what about this case? There's an invalid node. You have to print it, and therefore, does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think we should like spare ourselves the trouble of an extra implementation and just keep doing this. And you
All
can always
right.
improve something later.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were in tag validation. So this, and then from the rotate.
Okay. This seems fine. Now.
Uh-huh.
And here, should we also write has hyphen in this tag and put it below? Or
Yes, the closing tag should be, well, yeah. No, wait. What do you mean? Oh, that's it. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, like having it like this?
No, yeah, I guess you're right. Good. That goes for that as well.
Yeah. Oh, and these are valid.
Okay.
Okay. Text nodes. No error here. Various signatures. No error here. Void
Oh, we have some
elements.
errors. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a moment.
All right.
Think about this one.
Okay. Huh.
Okay. What's up?
Okay. So all of these tests, all of these errors are about passing children to a void element.
Okay.
Um, First, serializing is missing, and then let's flatten it. Um, and, did we? Mm, wait, actually, okay, this is not. Uh, Let me. Okay, I do a rotation now.
Sharing.
Right.
Void
Aren't
element.
these Yeah, aren't these tests a bit redundant? Except that the void element has a different uh,
Nothing else tests this.
okay, yeah.
But it's no longer attempt to pass. This is like, it's more like now it's a void element with void element with children.
Uh-huh.
In fact, like, why don't we render it like it's an HR,
Yeah,
right? But then,
yeah.
okay, uh, I think it should be something like this, right? Because you can't. I mean, it won't make sense to do this, right? You're not supposed to close an HR, so you could just say, "Hey, this has children," right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think
Yeah.
this is the new format for that. Um, what if what if what if like an entirely invalid argument is passed to the void element? I think we don't have a test for that.
But should we care about uh that part if um like if we first catch this error that void element with children, should we care about any errors uh in the children or
Well,
Mm.
you're kind of right, but what about, like, can we really say that it's children? It's just like a second argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even this is not children. It's zero children.
Yeah.
It's a children argument. Like, regardless of what type it is, it's a children argument. The question is, what is the behavior expected from the API? Are we going to just th- are we going to throw the same error, or are we going to throw a different error? Because it's lazy, right? This will be, if it's a different type, right? Like if it's a number, which is completely invalid. I don't know if it's completely, it's like also invalid. Then it'll be lazy, and only on serialization will there be an error.
All right.
So maybe we should maybe we should say void elements like received third argument, like extra
Uh-huh.
argument,
Yeah. Yeah, that seems right.
and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's an extra argument. And then it doesn't matter what we have in that extra argument.
It doesn't matter, I think. Or maybe we could do something like for argument type list that and no value in this case. And then we can grab this, put it here, and say, okay, this is argument type set, because this will be a set. It doesn't matter that this set happens to be an element. It's just a set as far as this API is concerned. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And type string
Yeah.
value.
Yeah, and also correct the tags for the last two, like BR instead of HR and image instead of HR.
Call. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Phone call. Excuse me.
Okay.
I'm back.
Right.
Seems like we went through all of these, but there's also some there's also the bundle tests.
No error here.
Oh, the delivery person is here.
Okay, sure.
I'm back.
All right.
Got a delivery.
Is the melatonin that right?
No, that lasts a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this the bundle test?
Yeah, this is that.
Are you sure this is the test? Kind of
I
looks like
mean,
implementation.
yeah. Uh this is the only file that has bundle in its name. So
Well, I just saw in your results, I just saw the bundling test file.
yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Default. Whoa. What do we have here?
You know, I don't, um, I don't think that our change has anything to do with this.
Yeah, and no errors here. Error tests. We don't have anything like that. Yeah. Well,
Okay, so there's one more thing I thought of. Do you remember that we can, in some error messages, we have this like, something like invalid value or invalid type, something like the invalid argument type, and then the value.
yeah.
And when it's a number, we print the value, and when it's a text, a string, we also print the value. Search for
Yes.
search. Do a text search for type colon string. Type colon space string.
Type colon.
Yes, type colon space string.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's an equal sign.
Oh, yes. Sorry, colon.
Type
Which
colon.
one is the
You're not sure what a colon
Yeah,
is?
but yeah, I'm I'm actually not sure what the colon
Do you know
is.
what a semicolon is?
Uh,
You have a colon on line 237
237.
after the word actual.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
no. Sorry.
Well,
There
I
are
like.
two words actual in that line, and you have a colon after the first one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Of course, yeah. Kettős pont in Hungarian. Type string.
Yeah. Bring us to any one of those. Okay. So this error message just prints out a string, which is not great because the string can be long and have line breaks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we shouldn't do that. We should either not do it at all, or we should do it in a safer manner. Do you remember that we truncate the the attribute values in error messages?
Yeah, if it's too long, I think after 10 characters or something like that.
Yes.
Should we do the same with the values of like strings or numbers or?
That's a good question. Which makes me think of another part of it of this, which is in both cases, both in attribute value errors and in these, whatever these are, we might want to escape. We might want to escape the string.
What do you mean by escaping the string?
It means escaping special characters within the string.
Mhm. Do a rotation.
Okay. Shared. Well, here's one. So, here, let's do attribute, right? Attributes here. So, invalid attribute value. Okay, easy to find. Invalid. Invalid. So for example, this nope.
Yeah.
Like, we want to make sure. Like, what if it's like that? Hmm? Right? What if there's a line break here, or like more? We can do this, right? Right? 2 line breaks even.
Mhm.
Like, you know what we'd end up here? We'd end up with, like, I don't know, something like this. Maybe it will actually be, maybe it would be like this. Do you understand?
Yes. Yeah.
So we can't just do that naively. I think we're already truncating them, right? Where's this? Is this part of truncation? Truncation, probably part of formatting, right? Trun. I think we called it snipping of let's see, fragments. We can close this. Oh, attribute value, right? So
Mhm.
ID is not snipped, but this is snipped. And it's probably not going to be here because this is more about formatting, like, than the error itself, right?
Yeah. Like, yeah, this is error for like, yeah, snip after 10 cars. Um, mm. This
So
should be maybe in the snipping errors or on. Uh, I,
so we already have this snipping, right? But this is not
yeah.
about snipping. This is about escaping. Right? And by the way, we already, well, I don't. So for valid attribute values, we might not need. What am I saying? We might not need um escaping because they're valid. Like, what am I saying? For valid attribute values, in which cases do attribute values get printed? In an error message, right? In an error message, a different context. It's kind of the implementation will be shared. Basically, errors are like kind of like the formatting of errors uses the same mechanism to serialize, but like fills in some, does some replacements, right? Does some
Mhm.
replacements and fills in stuff. And eventually, if there are any errors as well, right, then it's not returned. as a as a string, it's thrown as an error. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But but serialization is the same, is one mechanism, whether there are errors or not. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And in that mechanism, w- w- these things, right?
Yeah.
They are only snipped when
When the value is longer than 9 characters or 10, sorry.
yeah, but let's not talk about snipping. Let's talk about escaping. I'm trying to see whether this problem is like already solved by serialization. But I think it's kind of wrong to even ask this question, because you want to make sure you have some behavior, you just test it. You just add a test for it. Just like we have a test for attribute, right? Escape.
Yeah.
And here, you see this? This is testing escaping in an attribute value.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what it does not test escaping of? What about line feeds characters? Are they escaped or what? I think we need to like go back to master and take a look at line feed escaping in attribute value. Maybe add a test.
Okay. Um, Thinking which file should I jump to, where uh, um, what was the last file you were in?
Attributes. Yeah. So let's go back to master.
Let's go back to master.
Uh-huh.
You you, you mean the master branch, or sorry?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
And let's add a line feed character in there and see what happens.
um, where do you mean?
in the class value.
And what kind of character? Sorry, I didn't
Line feed.
understand it. Line feed?
Yes, line feed.
Uh, can you tell me what character is that? Because I don't quite get it.
Line feed character is what happens when you press enter.
Ah, like line break? You mean?
I think a line break is like a category of. I think a line break is the effect that a line feed character has. Line break is the effect that a line feed character has. Yeah. Do you know how to enter a line feed?
Not really. I don't quite get it.
Can't quite. I heard not really, but then I have these loud birds here. Can you hear them?
Yeah, I can hear them.
Do they bother you?
No, not at all.
You're so loud today.
So you
Hey,
mean
yo, birds.
writing a character that does a line break, that has the effect of a line break? Or
Yeah, there's a way to, I think, \n.
oh yeah.
That's /.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes, I wonder actually whether that works the same in these strings. What are they called? These strings, indented strings. This is an indented string, and I'm not sure that that works the same. Try in a REPL.
I should just do mixed REPL.
Yes.
Okay.
Try it.
And yep, continue, please.
Try it.
Oh, so like perhaps writing this out.
You don't need the attribute. You just need the string. Do you understand what I'm asking you to try?
Yeah, like how does this string would look like when no, I don't understand.
Good. My concern is that with a indented string, you know what an indented string is?
I would say no.
You can just say no instead of I would say no. That's
Yeah.
like even better.
Okay.
An indented string is this literal in Nix that starts and ends with two single quotes.
Okay. No, that can do the rotation. How do I exit from the REPL?
Control D.
Oh yeah. Um,
You're on master. There's no need to
oh yeah.
mob
Oh
next.
yeah. Okay.
Share. Mix REPL. In this, in normal literal string, this will be, but we actually want, we want to do this because that's, okay? So I can delineate this with like A and B. We'll get that. If I don't do the actual pretty print, I'll get this, which doesn't help much because it's pretty much what I typed, right? Now I want to see the
Mhm.
actual string. So this has a special meaning, you see? You don't get literally a backslash. The sequence
Yeah.
has a special meaning, right?
It means to do a line break,
Line feed.
9 feet.
Line feed character. Feed. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Here's ASCII table, right? ASCII table has, let's go to the Wikipedia one, is nice. Okay. Where's the line feed character? This one?
Okay. Yeah. You see it.
So this is as old as time itself. So line feed character.
All right.
And this is it here. It has a special meaning, but does it have a special meaning in indented strings? The answer is no.
No. Okay.
Because indented strings are more, what should I say? They require more special sequences. And I think the sequence for inserting a line, a special character in X is maybe this. There you go. So it's like if you do two single quotes and then a backslash, it won't end your, these two single quotes won't end your indented string. Instead, this is the sequence. This is the beginning of the sequence of the special character.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go to switch to master and I want to see what a line feed looks like, I'll do a space here and I'll do a sing. It's a bit of a mess with the completion, but single. Okay. Now let's do mix units. That. Of course, we have a failure as we expected, but let's see what that failure looks like. Okay. So this is actual and this is expected. We did not change expected. So what we got here is, well, I see that this is in quotes. So we actually received a a line feed. It's a real line feed. So line feeds are not, we currently don't escape them.
Mhm.
So here's an example, like a more tangible example. Here's our website, right?
Yeah.
And if we do something like this here, and we try to like next build on a website, is this happening? I press tab. It's happening eventually. Yeah. You see, it passed evaluation and it reached the validator, the HTML validator. You with me, Unor?
Yeah, and it's N, and what was that other character? It's like,
It kind of a symbolize. It's like a visual representation of a line break.
uh-huh, okay.
You see the arrow, it kind of goes like this.
Yeah, it's like on the enter key, something like that. Right? Yeah.
So, and I don't even know whether HTML attributes values are allowed to have line feed characters. And it might, yeah. So let's ask the question: Are HTML can are HTML attribute values allowed to have elif characters? Of course, there are different attributes, so and they permit different things, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yes, according to the standard, attributes can contain almost any text, including new lines, as long as they are properly quoted and they don't break the syntax. For example, if you put in an unescaped quote, then well, you have just ended the attribute value, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the HTML parser, literal new lines, LF or CRLF, inside quoted attributes are preserved as actual LF characters in the DOM. Example, valid HTML. So in the code, there is a line feed, and therefore the code will render like this, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's a line feed here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the code renders like this. But it's valid because, well, that's what HTML decided, that it's valid. You know, this begins the value, this ends the value. That's it. Uh, Pretty much everything else is allowed inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's another example. So since this is allowed, our implementation is fine, kind of. Uh, there is this thing. So this amp hash 10 this allows us to, this is like this is a special syntax, special sequence. So if you don't want your code to be funny and look like break here, then instead of a literal line feed in your code, you can use this, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you will have this thing in your code. Sorry, all of this with the semicolon. And then you'll have this in your code instead of a line feed, a literal line feed,
Uh-huh.
which won't cause a line break in your code, right? But in
Uh-huh.
HTML, it will be interpreted to have the same meaning. Okay?
In HTML, it will be interpreted the
To
same
have the
meaning,
same meaning.
you said?
Yes.
To have the same meaning.
Does that make sense?
So yeah, it makes sense. So instead of a line break, we see that amp hash 10, if I understood it correctly, or
Amp hash 10 semi. This is what
amp
you
hash
can
10.
put in the source code, right? In here. Instead of a literal
Uh-huh.
line feed, you can amp hash 10 and not a literal line feed so that you won't have a line break in your code. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
And
makes sense.
it'll have the same meaning in HTML
All right.
as a
Mhm.
literal line feed. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what does this have to do with us? First, this doesn't seem to be okay. You store this, and I've rotated.
Oh, sharing. Should I switch from the master?
You should start the timer.
I can start it on the master, right? Yes. Oh. Yes.
It's not mob starts.
Oh, it's not mob start? Sorry.
Mob start also starts the timer,
Yeah,
but
if I
mob
pass
start is a
7
Git
to it.
operation
Uh-huh.
that we shouldn't do on master right now. Like, it doesn't cause any problems. You can revert this
I
with
see.
mob done.
Okay, so I should first switch to the mob error pad branch and then do mob
Well,
start, right?
the important
Or
part is that you started the timer. And now we can talk about what to do.
okay, like mob T7.
But you did start the timer.
I did start it already, like even
Yeah.
after writing mob done.
Yeah. Mob done is a Git operation. It does not stop. There is no stopping the timer.
Okay.
By the way, you should see your timer at all times.
Oh yeah. I remember in the first session, I kind of um, I, if I do mob T, then the timer opens, right?
Mob TO. Mob timer open.
Right. Okay. And me see if I can just. Isn't there a way to like always show this on the top?
Yep. Right click.
Or even like this would be enough.
Why not? Right click just like you did, but not on the tab. There.
Buttons. Htnl. Okay. Yes, I guess. Okay. Anyway, can you see the time?
Yes.
Right.
So I don't know if there's wrong behavior in master. Well, the there is suboptimal behavior in master because like is that the is that the case? Our test, yeah. We saw the test. The way we saw the test failing is that line feed character was not escaped. It was not escaped. Do you remember?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
It was not escaped. So I think that's suboptimal. And we could possibly kind of fix that. But it's also like risky to try to fix it. What we currently do is just call escape XML, lib.escape XML. I think that might even be a Nix built-in. And
Let
apparently,
me try. Okay. Yeah, continue, please. Sorry.
whatever it does not escape line feed characters. So it's an edge case. It's suboptimal. Might not be a big problem. I think Nix does that anyway, and maybe that's why it's not a problem. Like, okay, so open the Nix REPL. And then throw a literal string that has a line feed. Throw.
Oh, throw, like you mean like by throw you mean like writing colon after
a what? Colon?
sorry, like by throwing. Can you explain what do you mean by throwing here?
Yes. There is a built-in function. It's in scope.
Okay.
It's called throw.
All right.
Call it
So if I just write throw, this is fine, right?
with call it with a string literal that has a line feed. So you see, this is how errors get printed, and there's no problem with the line feed because it is escaped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, it's not. I'm sorry. I was looking at the code. See, it shows line 1, and then it shows the line. In the line is the line, but no, the error message does not escape the line feed character.
Okay, let me do a rotation. Do I need to like write any mob comments now? Like,
No.
no. Okay, yeah.
Shared. Ah, I made the same mistake. So it's an existing problem, and we should ignore it because it's an existing problem. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that has to do with. So let me bring us back to hello path start, and so when we were concerned about not line feeds, but just is it the length of text, right? Whenever we do type text string, this kind of thing,
Okay.
this kind of thing. And similarly, the length of attributes. So let's start with this. Okay.
Yeah.
Type string. It's not here. Closed it currently. Type string value text. One way we could solve this problem is to just allow the value to be printed. Another way we could solve the problem is to pass it through escape. Escape XML, libescape XML. Another way we could solve the problem is that we don't print the value at all.
Mm-hmm.
Another way that we could solve the problem is that we truncate it or snip it.
Yeah, like could we do the same that we do with the like the long attribute values where we snipped after 10 characters? Can we just do the same thing?
I think we could. But I'm inclined to avoid scope creep and to try to make progress. We could instead not print the value if it's text, if it's a string. Problem solved. Or to not truncate it.
Okay.
problem solved or kind of suboptimal, whatever? I'm inclined to remove it.
All right. Yeah,
Like
I agree.
this, type string, this one, comma, and here's the value. Test invalid assets. Well, then this does not, okay. This does not need to be Tom and Jerry for the amp. It's just foo, okay, type string, comma. Here's the value, no value. That's all done.
Yeah,
Okay,
problem solved.
so solved. What about the attribute? We did fix that, right? Like we snip formatting, snipping of attribute value, right? Yeah, we did this.
Yeah.
This is
But
tested.
by the way, can we then have line break in the attribute value?
Yes, it's an existing problem. Because it's an
Okay.
existing problem, I don't think we should do anything about it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. We discussed this. Okay.
So now I think that we might have missed something, which is fine, but I think the tests are sufficient for moving on to implementation.
Yeah.
We could also run the tests, right? So it's a whole bunch of failing tests.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh, I think. Okay, I had some problems with my internet connection.
Why do you think?
I'm back.
Okay. I didn't say anything. I was just staring at the screen.
Okay, yeah, but there was a warning appeared on my screen that I have some problems with my internet.
Mm-hmm.
But, what's screen
Yeah.
share first?
Well, I don't think we should start implementation now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we should probably just call it a day.
Mm-hmm. But great progress. I mean, it's really nice that the tests are sufficient now and we can move on to the implementation part. Uh, I'm quite curious how it will look like.
All right. If you enjoyed this for some reason, not that anything wrong with me or Huno, but these are long sessions, and it's quite unlikely that people have the time to watch such things. So, but if you have, and there are seats available, so message me. It's free. Otherwise, until next time, be well.
Take care.